on grooming gangs. Are you really allowing councils to mark their own homework? Are you abandoning the victims?
Because they're young, because they're female, and because they're working class, and the warning signs and the warnings that when they raise their voices. No, absolutely not. And I can say to you, as someone who worked with some of the victims of grooming scandals before I came into Parliament, all the way.
I am a Democrat, so I would vote to scrap it. Then, just 3 years later, we need a royal family. Watch as Labour MP Lisa Nandy completely contradicts her own principles in these shocking interview clips. Politicians changing their tune is nothing new, but this level of shameless flip-flopping, it's exactly why trust in our political system has collapsed. Stay tuned to see just how badly Nandi fumbles when confronted with her own words, and what this reveals about Labour's true priorities. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Did Lisa Nandy just completely contradict everything she previously stood for? It's a question that demands our attention as we watch the bewildering transformation of yet another Labour MP.
It must be said, saying that following feedback there's now going to be this flexible approach, there's now going to be locally led work.
Going unheard and unacted upon, we're absolutely determined to make sure that we give local areas the tools that they need.
Back in 2020, during a Channel 4 leadership debate, Nandi couldn't have been clearer about her position on the monarchy. When directly asked, she stated without hesitation, "I am a Democrat, so I would vote to scrap it." No ambiguity there, a straightforward Republican stance from someone positioning herself as a principled politician. But politics is nothing if not a stage for remarkable transformations. Fast forward to 2023 and we're witnessing Nandi on ITV performing what can only be described as political gymnastics. Suddenly, she's insisting the monarchy commands strong public support and that we need a royal family. This isn't a minor policy adjustment or a nuanced evolution of thought. It's a complete abandonment of a fundamental constitutional position.
On grooming gangs, are you really allowing councils to mark their own homework? Are you abandoning the victims?
Because they're young, because they're female, and because they're working class, and the warning signs and the warnings that when they raise their voices.
What's particularly telling isn't just the reversal itself, but how Nandi performed during this recent interview. If you watch the footage closely, her body language speaks volumes. The excessive stuttering, the palpable discomfort as she tries to justify this dramatic U-turn. She was really stuttering there, betraying the internal conflict of someone struggling to sell a position they don't truly believe. Her hesitation revealed more truth than her carefully chosen words ever could. This pattern of behaviour isn't isolated to Nandi. Look at Keir Starmer, David Lammy, and even Sadiq Khan. All examples of Labour politicians who've executed similar about-faces on positions they once claimed were matters of principle.
No, absolutely not. And I can say to you, as someone who worked with some of the victims of grooming scandals before I came into Parliament, all the way communities, whether it's the council or the police or other agencies, to give them the tools that they need to tackle.
What we're witnessing is a disturbing trend. Core convictions that seemingly evaporate the moment power appears within reach. These aren't just policy refinements. They're wholesale ideological renovations designed to make Labour more palatable to the establishment. When you compare Nandi's stammering explanation to other political U-turns we've witnessed, it ranks among the least convincing performances in recent memory. There's something uniquely transparent about watching someone struggle through justifications they themselves don't appear to believe.
In Keighley, Rotherham, Rochdale, that we will not do that as a government. What we've done is listen. It's no use us just trying to impose one solution from Whitehall. We know that there are repeated patterns over and over again.
Other politicians at least managed to deliver their reversals with conviction, but Nandy's discomfort was written across her face and embedded in every stuttered word. This spectacle forces us to consider what this reveals about today's Labour Party. Are principles merely temporary conveniences, disposable cards to be played when useful and discarded when inconvenient? When fundamental positions on constitutional matters can be flipped so dramatically, what exactly does the party stand for beyond the pursuit of power itself? What exactly prompted this dramatic change of heart? The answer is both simple and revealing. When politicians get comfortable on what the video's presenter calls the gravy train, their principles often go out the window. Nandy's reversal appears motivated not by genuine conviction or thoughtful reconsideration, but by career advancement within a Labour Party that's desperate to appear establishment-friendly. Anti-monarchy views might appeal to certain segments of Labour's base, but they're deemed too risky for a party trying to cultivate an image of moderation and respectability. This calculation is cynical but straightforward. The potential personal cost of maintaining her Republican stance, possibly limiting her advancement within the party hierarchy, was evidently deemed greater than the cost to her credibility in abandoning it. It's a transaction where principles are the currency and career advancement is what's being purchased. The real issue here isn't whether Lisa Nandy changed her mind. People can and do evolve their thinking on complex issues. The question is whether voters can trust anything Labour MPs say when their principles appear so remarkably flexible, their convictions so easily discarded. If a position as fundamental as support for or opposition to the monarchy can be reversed so completely, what other unshakable principles might prove negotiable once power is attained? This pattern of behaviour suggests a party where statements of principle are tactical rather than sincere, positions to be adopted or abandoned based on political convenience rather than genuine belief. It paints a picture of politicians who view their stated values as marketing materials rather than expressions of core convictions.